Rowoon breaks down. His confession about Park Unbin shocks everyone. K-drama Haven family. Tonight I want you to sit still, close your eyes for a moment, and imagine the silence of a stadium filled with thousands of fans. Imagine the cameras flashing. Imagine the sound of a mic trembling in someone's hands. And imagine a man, tall, beloved, adored by millions, breaking down not because of scandal or controversy, but because of something far more powerful: love. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update in the world of your favorite celebrities. Because what happened with Rowoon was not just another fan event. It wasn't just another Q&A session. It was the night Rowoon let his heart speak louder than his career, louder than his fears, louder than the years of silence he had carried inside. And the name he spoke, the name that slipped out between tears and trembling breaths, was none other than Park Unbin. The tension before the storm. That evening started as any other glamorous fan meeting. Fans dressed in coordinated outfits, waving banners that read "Forever with Rowoon." The air was filled with laughter, music, and the kind of energy that only Rowoon himself could create with his towering presence and warm smile. But underneath that charm something was different. Observers noticed it. The way his gaze wandered. The way his fingers tightened around the mic a little too long. The way he paused before answering questions, as if every word carried the weight of an unspoken truth. No one knew it then. But Rowoon was moments away from shattering the barrier between idol and human, between actor and man. The unexpected silence. The segment was supposed to be light-hearted. A fan asked him, "Appa, what keeps you strong during hard times? What gives you strength?" It was a simple question. The kind he had answered dozens of times before with practiced responses. "I'm grateful to fans. My family supports me. I find strength in my dreams." But that night, he didn't give the safe answer. Instead, Rowoon froze. The room fell silent, and the lights seemed to spotlight only him, alone, vulnerable and shaking. When he finally spoke, his voice cracked, breaking through the stillness like glass shattering on marble. "There's someone who has always been my light." The confession that changed everything. The crowd leaned in. Some fans gasped softly, already sensing what was coming. Rowoon swallowed hard, his eyes welling with tears. The smile he tried to force faded quickly as his lips quivered. "She believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. She encouraged me when I wanted to give up. She never asked for anything in return. And yet she gave me everything." He paused, his voice trembling. And then, like lightning striking, he said it. "That person is Park Unbin." The crowd exploded. Some fans screamed so loud the audio cut off in clips later posted online. Others clasped their hands over their mouths, their eyes wide in disbelief. Some even cried, because in that single moment, every rumor, every whisper, every hidden glance over the past years had just been confirmed. Rowoon's tears. But he wasn't done. Tears streamed down his face as he continued, his words spilling out like a dam finally broken. "Without her, I don't think I would be standing here today. Unbin. She's been my strength in ways no one can ever understand. She may never know just how much she means to me, but had to say it. I can't keep it inside anymore." Fans couldn't hold back their emotions. The stadium filled with sobs, cheers, and applause all at once. Rowoon, usually so composed, wiped his face with the back of his hand, his shoulders trembling. This wasn't acting. This wasn't scripted. This was Rowoon. Raw, unfiltered, real. The internet erupts. Within minutes, clips of his confession hit the internet. Twitter, Weibo, Instagram, TikTok. Every platform exploded with trending hashtags. Hashtag Rowoon confession. Hashtag Rowoon Unbin. Hashtag the king's affectionale. Millions replayed the exact moment he said her name. Some fans screamed into their phones. Some wrote long posts about how this was the confession of the century. And others simply wept, overwhelmed by the sheer vulnerability of a man who, for so long, had carried an untold story inside him. Behind the curtain. After the event ended, reports say Rowoon sat backstage, head in his hands, unable to stop crying. A staff member revealed quietly. He kept saying, "I hope she knows. I hope she believes me." He wasn't worried about the fans. He was worried about her, about how Unbin would feel hearing his words. Imagine that, K-drama haven family. A man with millions of fans, global fame and endless success. And yet, in that moment, his only fear was whether one woman, Park Unbin, would understand his heart. Unbin's quiet reaction. So what about Unbin? According to insiders, she wasn't at the event. But she heard. Oh, she heard. One close source revealed that when Unbin saw the clips of Rowoon crying and saying her name, she was deeply moved. Tears welled in her own eyes, and she whispered to those near her, "That's just like him. Carrying so much alone until he can't anymore." She didn't issue a public statement right away. Because Unbin is Unbin. Measured, graceful, private. But those who know her say she felt the sincerity, and her heart ached at seeing him cry like that. The world holds its breath. And now fans wait. Will Unbin respond? Will she stand by him and acknowledge what the world now knows? Or will this remain one of those once-in-a-lifetime moments that exists forever in memory? Bittersweet and hauntingly beautiful. One thing is certain. Rowoon's confession wasn't just about him. It was about all of us. Because in that moment, he showed the world that vulnerability is not weakness. That love, whether spoken or silent, can move mountains. And that sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is say out loud the words you've carried in your heart for years. The legacy of that night. K-drama haven family, think about this. Years from now, when people look back at Rowoon's career, they won't just remember his roles, his music, or his fame. They will remember the night he cried. The night he confessed. The night he spoke the name Park Unbin with a love so raw it shook an entire fandom to its core. The world waiting on Unbin. When Rowoon broke down and said her name, the world froze. Fans camped on social media, waiting for any sign from Unbin. Articles flooded the internet. Will Park Unbin respond? Hashtags like #Unbin answer and #what will she say trended worldwide. But for days, nothing. No Instagram post. No Weibo update. No press statement. Unbin stayed silent, graceful as always, but her silence only made the world lean in closer. 'Cause everyone knew, whatever she said, whenever she said it, would be unforgettable. The setting of her response. It didn't happen in a rushed online post. It didn't happen in a casual interview. No. Unbin chose her moment with the kind of poise only she could carry. It was during a formal press conference for her upcoming drama. The room was packed, reporters, flashing cameras, microphones stacked like a mountain in front of her. And everyone there had the same question burning in their minds. Would she address Rowoon's confession? The question that changed the room. The press conference moved smoothly at first. Questions about her role, her preparation, her co-stars. But then, one brave reporter finally asked the question that silenced the entire room. Unbin SSI. Recently, Rowoon made an emotional confession about you during his fan event. The whole world has been talking about it. Could you share your thoughts? The room went silent. Every camera zoomed in. Every pen froze above a notepad. Every fan watching the live stream leaned in closer. And Unbin smiled softly. Her voice trembles. She took a breath. Her hands folded gently in her lap. Her eyes shimmered, not with nerves, but with emotion that she could no longer hide. I saw what happened. I saw Rowoon's words. And, to be honest, it moved me deeply. The audience gasped quietly. This was it. This was the moment the world had been waiting for. Her voice grew softer, more intimate, as if she wasn't speaking to a room full of cameras, but to Rowoon himself. Rowoon is someone very precious to me. He's been my partner in one of the most important projects of my life. And beyond that, he's been a friend, a supporter, someone I trust completely. The tearful pause. Her voice broke just slightly. And for the first time, the press saw Park Unbin fight back tears. She closed her eyes, took a breath, then continued. When I saw him cry, when I heard him say my name, I realized just how much he has been carrying alone. And it hurt me. Because I never wanted him to feel like he had to bear so much in silence. Reporters were frozen, stunned. Fans watching the live stream began flooding comments with crying emojis, hearts, and phrases like, "They're soulmates," and "This is real love." Her most shocking words. Then came the words that no one was prepared for. With a trembling smile, Unbin looked straight into the cameras, her eyes glowing with sincerity. "Rowoon, if you're watching this, I want you to know that I meant it every time I said I was proud of you. I meant it every time I laughed by your side. I mean it now when I say, you are just as important to me as I am to you." The room erupted. Reporters gasped out loud. Fans screamed in the livestream chat. And in that single sentence, Unbin had done what no one thought she would. She acknowledged his confession, and answered it with her own truth. The internet explodes again. Within minutes, clips of Unbin's response went viral. Hashtags shot up globally. Hashtag Unbin responds. Hashtag Rowoon Unbin forever. Hashtag her answer. Some fans wrote, "This is more beautiful than any drama they've ever done together." Others cried openly, saying, "We just witnessed history. This is real love unfolding before our eyes." Rowoon's private reaction. But what about Rowoon? Sources close to him revealed that he watched Unbin's response from his home. And when she said those words, "You are just as important to me as I am to you," he broke down again, this time in relief. One staff member revealed quietly. He cried. But this time it was different. This time he smiled while he cried. Rowoon reportedly whispered to himself. She knows. She understands. The legacy of their words. K-drama Haven family, think about this for a moment. Two stars admired by millions could have kept things safe. They could have stuck to polite words, to scripted gratitude. But instead, Rowoon opened his heart. Unbin answered with her own. And together they gave the world something more powerful than any drama script. The beauty of two human hearts speaking across silence, distance, and fear. Final thoughts. So what does this mean? Are Rowoon and Park Unbin now more than just co-stars? Are they ready to step into the spotlight not just as actors, but as partners in life? We don't know yet. But what we do know is this. Their bond, their honesty, their courage has already carved a place in history as one of the most emotional, unforgettable moments in K-drama fandom. And for fans everywhere, it feels like a fairy tale unfolding in real life. K-drama Haven family, what do you think? Did Park Unbin just confess her feelings to? Or was this the most beautiful declaration of friendship the industry has ever seen? Because one thing's for certain, this story isn't ending here. This is just the beginning.